Welcome back, everyone. We are moments away from getting into Draft 1 for our battle for third place. It's going to be DFYG versus Aurora Gaming Philippines.
Oke
This
guys,
is a
kita
matchup
masuk di game
filled with contrast,
pertama
passion, and
guys ya,
storyline. So let's
antara
start with
Dianfeng versus
DFYG. They are the
Aurora
underdogs, a
Gaming.
team many did not expect to be standing
Ini
here
yang
today. This is
memperebutkan
their
tiga
first
guys,
time
juara tiga
reaching
guys,
the
tiga
top
dua,
4 at a tournament of this
tiga
scale
tiga,
on a global
tiga
stage.
empat.
And yet, here they are, calm,
Yang nggak ada
confident,
empat sih,
and they
cuma
have
tiga nih.
already taken down giants on their way here. So this is not a fluke. This
Nanti
is a
Onyx
team
abis
that
ini
has earned their
ngerebutin
place. Now,
satu
on the
dua guys.
other side, we have Aurora Gaming Philippines, a team that is no stranger to moments like this. They've been in this tournament, they've played on stages like this. They understand the pressure and they understand the expectation. So I have here two of our analysts.
Jangan
Paul
lupa
and
di
Soldier.
subscribe guys ya.
Let's talk about the FYG
Di like
drafts.
juga
What
videonya
do you
guys.
think are their priorities right now?
For DFYG, for a blue side, they have a priority to first pick, and we will expect to choose a comfortable pick as a first pick. Like if they trying to eliminate Aurora Gaming from, as we said,
Pelaka
we
pakai
have
baju
Bacha,
kuning
Grok,
itu mau
and
maghrib itu.
any mages. And I'm expecting the FYG to go as a first pick, as a mage for the first one, and Aurora Gaming trying to focus on the mid game and early, and trying to focus on objectives, because they know the FYG, they are going for early skirmishes and early fights,
Nanti
and they need
tutupkan
to take the
pintunya ya.
advantage from the first game, first like early games from 5 minutes until 10 minutes. But Aurora Gaming, they need to play it safe. They need to know how to play for the early fights until they will reach to level they can compete and to force the fights with the FYG, and they can win. Because the FYG, when you force the fights with them, they cannot focus until, let's say, they lost like 2 damage dealers.
I see, I see. You might be right in that case, but I believe EFYG is going for the long run. They're going for the late game. I believe they will actually go for the late game or try to go from the mid to the late game. On the other hand, Aurora Gaming
Ini Dianfeng kok kayak nggak ada
try to go for a steal.
nggak ada sponsor ya guys ya.
But we cannot actually confirm that unless we see the first ban phase and the first pick phase, which will give us an idea of what their plan is going to be. Are we going to see meta bans? Definitely, we're going to see a lot of meta bans. We might see a Basha ban, we might see a Lancelot, Eve, we might see a Gotf ban, because we've seen Gotf get banned a lot yesterday, since he actually, as a roamer, is very strong, very annoying. We were seeing a Grok ban as well yesterday, because of course we saw Light yesterday playing with Grok. Light with Grok is unbelievable. So yeah, we might actually see a lot of meta bans. Probably in the second ban phase, we might see a little bit of respect bans or a continue to the meta bans.
For yesterday, as like we see in the recaps, Aurora Gaming BH, they want to focus on objectives more, and they're trying to avoid with the FYG fight until as we see in with Light, he wants to initiate the fights and start the team fights to be well organized and well structured. We start the band, the FYG. Show us what is the first pick. What is the first pick for the beginning of the day?
Yeah, Grok immediately.
Kita lihat
Immediately, they don't want Light.
sudah memasuki draft
Light
guys.
was top class player with Glock yesterday. We second ban phase, of course. The second ban.
Mana nih kameranya nih?
Aurora Gaming,
Grok di ban, Eve di ban, mapnya Flying Cloud.
Are we gonna see a Basha ban from Long, or are we going to see a mage ban in that case, which might be Zushin?
We have Zushin and we have Lonox and Farsa. Maybe we will see a cross control ban, because maybe they will, or they need to mirror the ban with Aurora Gaming. If they ban a mage, we should also ban a mage and trying to eliminate as much as mages in the game, and we force picks for them until Aurora Gaming maybe they have a pocket picks Oh, Basha.
Yeah, actually, we saw a Basher ban right now. So we have a roamer ban and a jungler ban for the FYG. And of course, we saw the Zushin. So that was expected, seeing Basha and Zushin as bans. Mostly Aurora Gaming PH is focusing on the mid laner bans, as we can see right now. Although the FYG is diversifying a little bit on the bans where we have a jungle and a roamer ban. They might go actually for a Gotf Mlbb ban right now, or they might go for a jungler ban. Um, I believe most probably might be a jungler, might be an XP laner. What do you think, Soldier?
All normal.
Yeah, a
And one
roamer ban.
jungler. To be honest, Aurora Gaming, they are focusing on mages because they know the FYG, they have the, let's say, the upper hand with mage in the mid lane.
Actually,
Two
we
mages
did.
and one fan.
Yeah, we did see a Fanny ban. So they gave them like a free pick, which is Lancelot for GFYG. But I believe Aurora Gaming PH knew that they were gonna go for Lancelot
Di
immediately.
sini udah maghrib ya,
So
guys.
they are gonna focus right now on trying to
Di
counter
Jawa
that,
udah gelap ini.
Lancelot ban, which is basically going for kind of a semi-tanky, kind of a burst damage kind of heroes. As we can see, Kalea and Lunox picked from Aurora Gaming PH and got a Katsha as the second pick for the FYG.
Mana
So
nih?
yeah, we're like now right now Lunox is basically a crowd controller and a burst damage as well. So she has the light, she has the dark side. So they can actually benefit from both um,
What
all
side?
basically the light and the dark, both sides. They can benefit from that. I'm not sure that they were gonna go for this pick, but I got to catch a pick is very important as well. A very good crowd controller, very good initiator. We might see a Valentina or a Farsa being picked from the FYG. Who do you think they would go for, Farsa or Valentina?
In my mind was Valentina, but after they look at because they saw a ban for Eve, but just focus. We have
Kita lihat Grog di band box ya, di band Hilda, Fanny, Yusin, Yif.
A Frenchman picked
First
actually a
pick
very small
Dianfeng
their
Lancelot.
face,
Ada
Lancelot,
Gatot
which we
Kaca,
know
Parsa,
Fredrin
Kalea,
is
Fredrin, Lunox.
tanky and can dish out a lot of damage using his ult. But basically, you know that Fredrin, he gets the high damage from his ult when he gets hit a lot. So basically, he should get hit a lot, have very low HP, then use his ult so he can actually dish out a lot of damage. So they are depending on that to happen from, of course, Lancelot, since Lancelot and Farsa might actually use their ults or use their damage, focus their damage on Fredrin, so he will benefit from that a lot. Right now, from the second ban phase,
Yuzong.
Yuzong is actually the first
Yuzong di band.
Team Aurora Gaming. And we have an Arlot ban. Usually
Arlot
doesn't
di
get
band.
Yeah, but
now on,
that's a respect ban.
they are banning a lot because we saw a lot yesterday with On. Oh,
Definitely, yeah.
we are seeing. I think we have Harith open.
We have
We have
Harith,
Export. We have Esmeralda.
we have Claude, we have Uranus. So there are a lot
We
of
have a lot.
heroes that are
Sekarang
actually playing
udah ada.
right now.
Tutup pun
But
dah.
it's all about the synergy
Oh,
of the
udah,
heroes when they play together, the five heroes. We might see actually a Claude man or a Harith man in that case, if they want to avoid the amount of crowd controls. Nope, respect that. They
Moskop
went
di
for
band.
Moskop, they didn't take the risk whatsoever. But still, actually, the FYG still has a chance to go for Harith or for Claude in that matter. Who do you think is going to get banned next? Harith.
For my opinion, because Harith will work better with Lunox, Kalia, and Fredrin. But I want just to give a comment about Cat pick. It was a smart move from them. Like they banned Rock, they banned Helda Basha, and they surprised them with Cat.
Lloyd. Claude is getting banned.
Cloud.
We still have Harith and we still have Caddy, depending on the picks from Team Aurora, of course. If they go for another tanky hero, then most probably DFYG will go for a carry. Granger is
Kita
also
lihat
picked.
ada Ganjar, guys. Granger.
Onyx yesterday. Can you notice that, right?
Ini kedua tim seimbang sih guys.
Forgot about it.
Caleb Leppard's there, of course.
Jadi
It's all about the last pick. Are they gonna go for
berat untuk tentuin siapa pemenangannya.
Harith or another
Tapi
fighter?
bisa dipegang dari draft pick sih guys.
We have Chu also as a fighter.
We actually, they wouldn't go for Chow since Gotf is here, is there in the picks, but most probably they might go for, I believe the most appropriate thing, actually they would go for another fighter. So yeah, so they are relying on the
Lapu-lapu Ruby.
and Farsa in that case, where Ruby and Gotf are going to be the kind of crowd control tank
Aku
heroes
sih
in this game.
Aurora guys ya.
For both of them, Roby and Gatkacha,
Aurora gitu, Aurora.
with Farsa and Lapu Lapu. And Langsung will do their work. He will continue. Because all of them will be long. But Farsa, she needs to take the advantage of movement and places where can play safely. And the
Nah ya Aurora
This
guys.
is the last pick since we have very high mobility heroes over here, so it's very easy for Phobius to actually activate his ult, which is going to be quite amazing actually. This match is going to be on fire right now, and the audience right now are very excited. I can see.
You can hear the crowd getting hyped up.
Yeah, they're getting hyped up a lot, and yeah, all of us are excited to see the first match for today. For CFYG versus Aurora Gaming PH.
Kenapa ya kalau nonton kayak gini bukannya ngantuk ya guys?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, draft is
Ladies
complete.
and
It's time to
gentlemen.
get into the action. This is the battle for third place, best of 3 at Games of the Future Abu Dhabi 2025. DFYG versus Aurora Gaming Philippines. Let's send it to the casters and let the battle begin.
Thank you so much to the panel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the battle for thirds here. It's DFYG.
Welcome.
Aurora Gaming Philippines. It's me, Nice, who joined here with Wolf, bringing you guys the action to close out our very last day for MLBB here at Games of the Future Abu Dhabi 2025. Wolf, it's a battle for thirds, man. And, you know, I think some people might be surprised with the results of yesterday, but nonetheless, Aurora,
Kita lihat
they
dua-dua
found
dari
themselves here in this third place match against
Purple
DFYG. I
Buff,
think
guys.
both you can say about these teams' performances, though, have been rather impressive. You know, there's been mistakes here and there, but in this case, the battle for thirds, what are they fighting for? The pride of being the third place or fourth place finisher, but then also the prize pool, right? That's something that we have to consider too, as this is a massive prize pool here for Games of the Future.
Wah komentatornya trouble itu. Audionya trouble.
Argue that they can win over each other, as there could be another kill here onto Z. Z is there.
Nggak mati guys.
Because of that revitalize available for them. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that it went the way that it did between Aurora Gaming and Sonic. I thought it would be 3 games, about games will be close, but it wasn't. It was very quick. The series went very quick.
Onik was on something else yesterday, man, you know? And they just looked clean. I mean, there's always those moments. I feel like we've seen glimpses of that all the way back from the group stages, you know, as we days ago started this tournament. And it was just one of those cases where, you know, teams basically improved over time. You had some surprises yourself, you know, when watching some of these teams perform. Again, one of the highlights I think throughout this tournament has been teams such as even like Verso Time, for example. A lot of newer faces coming to the forefront here of MLBB esports, and you know, now when you're down to basically these last few teams.
Mati guys.
First blood.
And the flicker. Well, I think that's gonna be enough for Aurora to get this.
Nice, dapat Aurora guys.
Out there, not get anyone.
Kalian dukung yang mana nih kalian?
Get into the battlefield, keeps his nose into that area, but have to get out because he's
Kita ini penonton bayaran nih.
revitalized for the second time. And of course, Aurora Gaming with that win, with the first blood as well as the turtle, they will have so much of a lead in the early stages of the game.
Ooh, look at this focus here.
Diangkat. Nice.
Oh, another. Okay. That's
Okay.
a lot of focus, my man. He said there's focus in that bottom lane. That's like 4 people for Aurora Gaming just taking out Long. And Long didn't even bother popping the flicker. He knows that
think he
against 4
knew.
members of Aurora Gaming, he knew he's gonna die there.
I mean, even if he would have flickered, it's, you know, there's not much you can do about that. And again, the Kalea, if you're in the hands of Light right now, is one of the reasons why teams have found so much success in the early game when they pick this Kalea up and that level 4 is available. Little aggression here coming out from Super Ken too, taking that orange buff. But he's going to be able to go ahead and rotate now to his. Demon kind of already got that information.
Kita
Aurora
lihat
might actually go
Granger
try to
jadi
support
Sky.
Demon in taking this.
Well, now, presence of Long and the props Aurora to commit more of their heroes in here. They're not giving up. They're not letting up. They really want to take this and just a spam onto Long. Long is going to be taken out without
10 ya stacknya guys.
Will take out 1, but they will lose more. Super
20.
Ken now in trouble. A double kill for Dom and Kite. And Long wasn't able to pop anything out of that. Not even a second skin, not even an ultimate, not even the flicker. Had it been that he used any of those spells, any of those abilities, Aurora Gaming might have lost more of their heroes, but it wasn't the case. Dianfengyaoguai just straight up lost that.
That is such an aggressive Lunox right now, man. Yue earlier got the first blood, and he hasn't let up at all.
Okay, they want to go for light this time.
Offside
They go
dia,
back
guys.
to the feathered airstrike. Knocking up Super Ken this time. AOG to protect.
30.
Look at that. Dominic kind of
40.
and gets a double as well, man.
Udah lah,
Aurora
guys.
Gaming are so frustrated of what happened last night and letting it all out on Dianfengyaoguai.
I feel like they just came in with a vengeance in this game 1, man. I mean, even the way Domin Kite's rotating up here, you see this. This Death Sonata that you're going to see him secure here, if it's still in the replay, is just on point. E1 was able to provide tons of damage, you know, with this feathered airstrike from the Farsa, but unfortunately, you know, once that's gone, you're kind of just left there in the winds. And so far, with the way that Aurora Gaming Philippines has been rotating around the map, it's, you know, they're taking what they want. Again, before all that broke out, I was saying Yue is probably the most aggressive Lunox that we've seen played here so far in the tournament, just because of the way it started for him after getting that first blood. And they continue to play into this advantage.
Yep, and that is kill. Oh, it wasn't said. Is able to pop the ultimate. Demon Kite wants to finish the job. Into the middle, though. Bell wants to
Up.
take out Dominic Kite.
Masih
Dominic Kite
selamat,
to the
guys.
left side. Oh, the footsies.
50
Dominic
stack.
Kite outplaying Bell. And that's kill number 8. Now Demon Kite wants to go for more. This is the Appraiser's Wrath. In comes Zed. To attract the attention of Aurora Gaming, E1 will survive because of that. But how about that Dominic Kite flicker, man?
That's what I like to call the athletic flicker, man. You know, it's you're breaking ankles, flickering into the bush, and it was good usage of it, obviously. Dominic Knight now stacked up at 5-0 and 2 UA as well. So part of the main issue for DFYG and making themselves get back into this game is not letting this continue to stack up, not letting that snowball continue to get further here for Aurora Gaming PH, especially on those members. But with this lead, it's so difficult because you're just
Gila
gone
guys.
in an instant.
Gila.
That's an answer on what they take.
Waduh. Pistol.
Trying to save his teammate. Did pull out Demon Kite. They do have the feather airstrike, but they are losing more.
Stacknya full.
And they are gaining kills. It's a 3-for-1 trade-off. Demon Kite definitely a good target, but in exchange for an explainer, their own jungler, man, this is difficult. They might even lose this turret unless Long takes the match down. It's not even trying. Aurora Gaming are just getting kills, turret, objectives, left, right, and center.
Yeah, unfortunately, as a Ruby gold lane or just Ruby in general, you wouldn't really be able to do much against that. We'll see the turtles
Biar
getting started up
lebih
here.
hati-hati ya.
Aurora's already had 2,
Takutnya
and then
comeback
they'll
aja
probably
gitu
just take
guys.
their time as they rotate here to force DFYG off of it. Once again, down almost 5,000 gold. This is going to be a really difficult fight if they chose to fight it. I almost would like to see DFYG not take a fight. It seems
Dianfeng
like
ini
they'll do just that
termasuk
as Super
lemah
Ken
tanpa
goes
marksman
elsewhere.
dia guys.
Again, you don't want to let this this wound keep bleeding. You know, you kind of got to stop it the best way you can. And with this kind of lineup too, it's going to struggle because of the fact that you also just don't have that traditional marksman. You're going to need some more time to go ahead and build up. Aurora will continue to fight and force fights under turrets as we've seen them. Look at Lung though. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make a creative play here. I think he was spotted out.
Wow, he will just take it out just like that, and Long just get find an opening. AOG
Udah sakit banget sih tuh Granger guys. Udah nggak tebendong ya. Walaupun kena nerf ya. Masih enak sih.
For this Granger, Dominkai.
This reminds me of the old saying for Doming Kite, Doming Nation, man. You know, when he first debuted or when he had one of his first seasons in the professional scene, this is probably one of the fastest KDAs built up by a gold laner so far throughout this entire tournament. And
Lihat
that's why I'm saying
anti-Q
it's really difficult because even if you say like, all right, the game plan is you look at your items and how
lapu-lapu
much of a
juga mau
disparity there is
anti-Q
here. For DFYG, even if you say, okay, let's just hold on and wait, Light is not giving them that chance, and that's what a Kalea is going to do, right? The Kalea is over there. You only have that one Purify on you right now. So
Kenapa itu?
if Light wants to go and grab anybody at this point with this kind of power spike that this lineup has for Aurora Gaming Philippines and the way they've been moving around the map, they'll pretty much be able to kill anyone. Oh, there it is.
Okay, there it is. That's Tsunami's time to start it all. That's Long again. Not able to utilize this Rubin. They also took out Zed.
Sudah nggak tebendong sih guys
DFYG are
damage-nya.
not achieving anything when it comes to these clashes because of how decisive and how fast Aurora Gaming are moving right now. Super
Shoot down.
Wow.
Wow, lebih hati-hati.
Massive kill coming out from DFYG. And Super can get it, Yue.
Karena Dianfeng ini sering comeback
is able
guys.
to defend, and that's almost what 1,500 gold that Aurora Gaming lost in the just one clash.
I mean, Aurora, with the lead they have, just kind of throwing themselves at DFYG. That might have been a huge mistake, though, after giving that amount of gold over and being down at Dominkite. They might actually try to contest his Lord.
Maksa Lord guys. Dapat partial.
Gets out, E1 gets the Lord, but now Long is gonna be taken out. AOG to save. Vel now will return the favor. Demon Kite in trouble, but in comes Doming, outputting the
Dia
damage.
nggak retry guys. Mungkin kesetun kali ya.
So much from the Death Sonata. Super Ken's recall will not continue though, but they did take the Lord. Oh, what a taunt and a stun. A triple.
What
They
happened
might
guys?
just run it down. You're right. Aurora Gaming,
Long will be up.
they will be pushing now. Long will be up for now.
Dia nggak
Doesn't the
nyangka
ultimate,
tuh
but no
lancelot
flicker.
lagi. Damage-nya
Minions will
sakit itu
spawn now.
ternyata.
That's the big minions. Unfortunately for DFYG, they have taken that Lord away from Aurora Gaming. They will survive for now.
All right, they're going to survive.
Si Albert.
Demon Kite, is he going to get away?
Feather is like fight off the mark. Yep, Demon Kite gets out of there.
Waalaikumsalam
Just
Bang
enough
Goku.
dashes. Edward wants to kind of fight this, but gets abruptly stopped by
You know,
Mr. Bell.
Wolf, like, I get that Aurora's ahead, and they're, making things happen here.
Megang
But,
mana bang?
I don't know, man. If
Dianfeng atau
continue to play
Aurora?
the way they've
Aurora
been playing
PH.
and they, accidentally give way too
Jadi
much
seru nih
gold
bang,
to
ini
DFYG,
merebutkan 3
DFYG
sama
could actually turn
1-2
this
nanti
around.
Onyx.
There could be an
Berharap
instance
Onyx
here
menang kan ya.
where they somehow get enough gold on the right targets and then
RR-ku
they get
nggak bisa
tanky enough
diharapkan.
to basically survive that damage being thrown at them. I mean, you already saw Zed and Vel. They're getting tankier. They're getting the items that they need, and who knows? I think even with the 6.5k gold lead that Aurora Gaming Philippines has, once again, if they don't kind of tighten up here a little bit, they might end up making a mistake that turns this game around.
Boyo, sama berarti kita nih bang, Aurora
Big
kita.
shout out to our friends out there watching. I think Trex is watching right now, one of our friends from the NA region. How you doing, Mr. Wagner?
Hello, Trex.
But miss you dearly. 50 seconds before the next Lord right now. I think Aurora Gaming should not make any more mistakes like that. I think that the lead that
Okay,
they have
bang.
built means that if they do play this systematically and not risk anything, it's going to be easy for them to siege and take down the base of DFYG. But also, this kind of lead means that if
Lihat
they
tuh,
throw it
14
away
guys.
over DFYG, it's going to be a massive rubber band That's super
Catat,
Ken will
catat,
be happy
itemnya catat.
to get.
These stacks
Then we'll
though.
start defending. Yeah.
The stacks on Doming Kite, man. I mean, it's back. He's got stacks for days. Even the Granger stacks he's got. Lord's coming up, so I think I think that last team fight, the way it went when Doming died too, they were just like, you know what, let's just
Ruby
make
si
sure we grab
Albert.
this objective, make sure we secure what we need to. And here again, pretty big difference at least between 4th and 3rd place in terms of the prize pool.
Reload kah?
And of course the pride and glory that comes with
Reload.
that. Once again, Lord just
Nggak kayak
taking
tadi ya
it
di
away
kontes
quickly.
ya.
Oh, quite a mistake from Super Ken. Popping the front rows. They want to fight this one. DFYG. They're not in a big advantage now. In fact, they will be taken out. Bell down for the count. That is the XP laner. Now
Wah,
Super
rata
Ken
sih
getting
ini.
content as well.
Rata-rata.
Pulled in. Zed is going to go down. And
Mereka
that's
udah
Dribble
kalah
as well.
gold,
So
kalah
falls
level,
Demon
maksa
Kite to
war
take
guys.
out Super Ken. DFYG did not have the right to fight in that clash, but they did, and because of that, they're getting punished. Might even be the game, as Aurora Gaming are now knocking into the base. A killing spree for Demon Kite to end it all. They will try to get the flank now. So
Wah,
okay, okay.
wah,
Okay.
wah.
This is a different kind of taunt, man. All right.
With the cloud finesse, man, at the end.
Cloud finesse.
Had to be one of the best KDAs so far. Here for
Grafiknya aja sih guys.
Dianfeng.
Dianfeng.
Absolutely dominated.
Kurang dropnya.
And of course they're going to be in high spirits about that. It's a very strong game one that they have. We'll see if DFYG has an answer to deal with this kind of aggression from Aurora Gaming Philippines, you know.
Kayak Lancelotnya nggak main, kena counter.
It started with that.
Jungler tank.
First blood, making that happen. They didn't let up
Terus
from there.
good lane-nya Ruby kelamaan guys.
So just once again an amazing game one here in this best of 3 for Aurora Gaming Philippines. Let's go ahead and throw it over to the studio to break down game one.
All right, welcome back everyone. Game 1 is officially in the books, and as many expected, Aurora Gaming Philippines take the win. They lead the series 1-0. Experience showed as we were expecting. Soldier and Groot.
To be honest, the first game of the day, it was a surprise for us. Because it wasn't expected, but Aurora Gaming PH surprised DFYG, and they showed like we will take the
Triple
third place.
kill.
And during the game, Aurora Gaming Philippines was fully controlled the map, fully controlled the objectives until one lord they took it to DFYG, and it was a little bit useless. But they sacrificed it. But Aurora Gaming PH,
Ini sih tadi tuh.
the goal difference.
Nggak bisa retreat ya guys,
the
kepegang lah, kena stun gitu lah.
Lord, it was like one-sided for them, and I won DFYG.
Itu kalau main rank kita Indomaret, tai.
And we will see like for the second game.
Well, as you said, DFYG took the Lord, but Aurora Gaming PH badly punished them for that. They punished them so bad for that. Granger was out of this world in this match. But of course, the entirety of actually Team Aurora Gaming was outstanding. I believe Granger, since he's the one who got the most kills, but I believe he was well babysitted by Light, who was playing with Kalea. Kalea was, to me, from my point of view, the MVP and the best in this game. She was actually giving them, you know, the kills in a silver platter, I would say. So yeah, amazing skills from Kalea, amazing skills from Light. I have one advice for DFYG: ban Kalea for the next match. Don't give that hero to Light, because he showed us what he could do with this hero. And as we can see right now from the highlights, of course, Aurora got 26 kills, DFYG got 5 kills. Around, I would say 9,000 difference of gold. 7 towers destroyed to 3 for Aurora. 1-1 in the Lord's lane. 3 turtles lane for Aurora and 0 for DFYG.
Di awal Parsianya kena tekan sama
The
Lunox.
entirety of Team Aurora did a wonderful job. Amazing teamwork. Fulvius was such a beautiful pick.
Terus guys,
And,
kecerahan
yeah, I
ini
would
guys.
say amazing teamwork. Actually, in numbers, I would say you, of course, with Lunox, had like the best contribution in the entire game. But for me, I would give it to Light. I would literally give it to Light as the MVP.
I think it's Demon Kite. That's just for me.
Demon Kite, of course, did a wonderful job as well. It's very hard to choose the MVP for this match because all of them, they were
all did
perfect.
well,
Yeah.
yes. And now it's coming
But
Ah,
yeah,
you're
it's
right.
light.
It's light. Okay.
It's light. It's
Zero
definitely
kills,
light.
20.
Light was actually the MVP.
Wow.
0 kills, 2 deaths, and 20 assists. Light, you deserve it. A wonderful gameplay from your side. Good job
Ternyata
carrying
kill
your
banyak
team
juga
and
belum
protecting your
tentu
team
MVP, guys.
in all the fights. Kudos.
Out of 26 kills, he assisted 20 of them. You
Yeah.
were right.
Yeah. That's amazing. Of course, now it's 1-0 for Aurora Gaming PH, but it's still not the end for the FYG. They can have a comeback for in the second match. Hopefully, I'm actually hoping they would have a comeback because it's so much fun watching these games, especially when there are like world-class teams clashing, you know, in Mobile Legends. Yeah, I would love to watch a third match for Aurora Gaming and the FYG.
Yes, again, kudos.
Coba bentar ya guys, kalau bisa langsung ke game kedua kita guys.
I mean, it was clean from start to finish. It was gonna be Aurora.
You're gonna go for someone else. Dankalea, please don't live.
Nah,
don't
kita
live
langsung
for that
di
ball.
game
Actually
keduanya
take
aja,
her
guys.
for the next game. They might actually take her for the next game.
Do you think we will see Kalia and Granger back?
No, Granger, I doubt he would go into the man.
Grok di ban, Yif
section,
di
but,
ban.
Kalea might actually. But they have lots of choices. Like Aurora Gaming PH has lots of choices. So
A lot of
whoever,
cards.
yeah, a lot of cards. So whoever they ban, they have other options definitely. But yeah, Kalea, definitely. They knew she was dangerous.
Kalea di ban.
So for the second ban, of course, for Aurora Gaming PH, are we gonna see Zushin ban, or are they gonna go for someone else?
Maybe Basha ban also. They need to respond because they have. Wow, as expected. I expected. Eve and Zushin.
Jusin di ban.
Now we have, of course, Basha, and we have Lancelot also. So, are these gonna do the last two bans, or are they gonna go for something else? I believe Basha might get banned, might not want to take risks. Lancelot, on the other hand, might be. Now they're leaving Basha open.
Hilda.
They're leaving Basha open, so they're mostly focusing on light. Basically, like in the FYG, all the three bans are targeted bans towards light. So they know how light can be dangerous in the game. So yeah.
For Aurora Gaming, sometimes for Light, he will know how to control, how to initiate the fight. As we can see, we have three bans, little bit targeting him all the time. We have a lot of options.
Fanny di ban.
We have Lancelot, we have Basha as a
Grok,
first pick,
Kalea,
YG
Hilda,
as
Fanny,
expected,
Jusin,
and
Yif.
we have Chloe
Baxia
and
first
Lunos
pick.
for the first pick.
I think Aurora knows
Ini
what they're
Baxia
doing.
belum
I think
tentu
Aurora
jungler,
already
guys.
planned. Yeah, they picked fast.
It's auto pick, instant pick for Lunox. and
Cloud,
I think they have a
Lunox.
plan, and they expected Basha to get picked. So
Apa?
they know
Solid.
They try to force Basha pick.
Probably. Are we gonna see a Lancelot pick on the other hand? Do you think Aurora are going for a Lancelot pick, or would they go for someone else like Akai Jungle, for example?
Wow, Farsa and Basha.
Parsa.
Yuzong, there is, and we have also
Gotf Mlbb.
YSS. It's open also.
Yeah, Yisun Shin is actually open.
Double
But,
up.
okay. But Yisun Shin, I
Lapu,
believe it
lapu.
might be a stretch for Aurora to go for Yisun Shin. Might happen. I doubt it would, actually. They might go for kind of a tanky pick like a Fredrin jungle or a Kai jungle. Most likely that would happen. YSS, I'm not sure. Soldier.
For YSS, it's little bit confused because if Aurora Gaming will go for Guinevere, nah, we forget about YSS.
Guinevere.
Because Guinevere it's better with the team fights with Cloyd and Lunox. Wow, DFYG until now. Little bit they have the upper hand with Basha and Lapu Lapu and Farsa. But Cloyd, Guinevere and Lunox, for the other hand, I need to know what Edward and Light will go.
Ini Gwina juga belum jelas guys. Room atau
Be
jungler.
the full combination of that.
Konter-konteran
Waiting
sini.
and he's hovering still. Moscow. It's the targeting man. They are a little bit scared
Moskop
from Moscow.
di ban.
They need to remove the threat.
Yeah.
They're not gonna waste this.
try to avoid as much as mistakes, because now mistakes are costly, and we sometimes Aurora, they don't want to go for the third game. We need to finish a clean sweep for them, and it will be easier. But the FYG, they have one card still left for Long as a last pick, and he's the carry of his team.
Right now, of course, as we can see, actually, Harith might be a choice as well. Yeah, but what will DFYG ban? Will they still? Oh, they're still targeting light as expected. They're still targeting light for the four bans. Yeah, the 4 bans for light, and they might even go for a 5th one, because right now they're making it harder for light actually to go. But I believe light has other options. Like there are other options. They might go for unorthodox options like Tigreal or Glue. There are still other options. We didn't see Matilda at all. I know Matilda is not meta right now. Might be an option. But yeah, who else is remaining? They went for
Hellcat di ban.
Handless, but he have another option. He will go for, let's say, Matilda, Esmeralda. We have Paratus. No, Paratus.
Baratus is mostly used as a jungler right now. Esmeralda is more over an XP laner right now. Harith is a gold laner, but light light needs a roamer. They ban
Joe, Diven.
Actually, they're fully focused on right now. Edward pick Arlott. That might be a double-edged sword. What the FYG has done.
Ini last pick
For them.
Aurora, guys.
People are
Anak-anak last
cheering
pick
actually
sih.
for
Aurora.
Arlott pick.
Yeah.
Ini bingung ini, Dianfeng ini mau jungler apa nih?
Okay. Are we seeing? Okay, we might actually go for Ruby, or let's see, who are they going for?
We have Tigreal still open.
Yeah, of course, of light. Yeah.
Karena gue juga belum jelas kan.
Hovering. The last pick for the
Ada Ruby,
YSS or
Ruby Golden lagi ya.
YSS.
YSS in the gold lane, actually. Are we seeing
Kita
gold
lihat
lane YSS?
Sunsin guys.
That is very interesting. That is very interesting.
Mungkin Hayabusa sih ini Aurora guys.
And as I know, the FYG have different
Atau
playstyles than
Lancelot.
other teams. They want to discover new playstyles, and they know, let's test the waters for the last game. Oh, Khalid.
Khalid might be a pick actually. Khalid
Atau
might be a
tetap
pick.
di Gwyn masih enak sih.
Or Tigreal or Matilda. There are still lots of options in the roamer side, so we are still waiting for Light to go for his final pick.
Hayabusa aja lah, Hayabusa. Biar Gwynnya sama Lunok guys, combo.
A pick that most of the people might have predicted. We're still waiting for Light. So Khalid is the last pick for Light.
Khalid berarti Gwynnya jungler.
Actually, Basha is going as a roamer, and Yisun Shin is actually jungling for team DFYG. This is not going to be an easy game for both teams. We wish them all the best, and this game is going to be pretty exciting actually.
I'm really excited about Khalid pick and Arlott, because they are cheering about Arlott, and I want to see what he will do during the game against the FYG.
Yes, so draft 2 is done now. Game 2 is ready to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, will DFYG respond and push us to a game 3? Or will Aurora Gaming Philippines finish this series clean? This is the battle for third place at Games of the Future Abu Dhabi 2025. Let's send it to the caster and get into game 2.
Thank you, panel. We are ready to jump in to game 2 as well here. It's me, Nisu, joined here with Wolf to bring you this game 2. Again, the battle for thirds here for DFYG and
2-0 atau 1-1?
We heard the cheers when the draft was going through.
2-0 lah biar
What do you
Onyx
think of this?
cepat
I
main
mean,
guys.
They were so dominant game 1 for Aurora Gaming. This draft, a little bit different, you know, but I think it's still going to serve a purpose, just like we saw in the last one. And this is, yes, a Guinevere in the jungle in the hands of Demon Kite.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this is a good composition for DFYG in general. It's so difficult to kind of activate in a way. Faction roam has not been the strongest roam. I kind of want to see Zed on. You're gonna catch all of those heroes that actually force something to happen. And of course, Long's performance on this Ruby in game number 1 is a testament to how not masterful they are with this Ruby kind of composition, because again, there were so many jumps from Aurora Gaming where Long wasn't able to even land a stun, not even a second skill. So this guy quite scary for DFYG, especially in elimination. But they have been in this spot before, so we'll see. Aurora Gaming, pretty standard draft we're seeing from them. It's an Edward with the Arlet, you with the aggressive playstyle on this Lunox. That's complemented by a Khalid. So this will be a lot of aggression coming out from Aurora Gaming once again.
Yeah, this is one of those things. Okay, Light does use the flicker to the quicksand guard back up to health, but that's one of the main things. Is as long as I feel like for DFYG's lineup, as long as Light doesn't start getting a crazy start on this roam Khalid, to the point where he's actually just able to go ahead and poke down a lot of the members of DFYG early on, then that is already step one. The other part is, like you said, I think this game has to be for Long to make it a much better game than the previous one. It's Dianfengyaoguai actually might be in trouble here.
Yeah, it's like Guinevere being chased down. If anything, there's a lot of gap closing coming out from the opponent. There's a lot of reach. Let's see, of course, the belly of the flicker.
Wala mo, Mom.
That gets getting through the fight so easily. Get out of the fight so easily. But UA was prepared for that one. He knew where the Lapu-Lapu would jump. Now D1 wants to pop the ultimate in front of 3 members of our gaming. Aurora smartly
Turtle pertama.
waiting for their Guinevere to be there.
Oh, they're gonna
Like
delay it.
stopping the recalls. Yep. They're just buying enough time because now they are going for the turtle.
Tanpa ada
Seems like there's
kontes.
not going to be any fight at all as DFYG will not contest this quietly out there. Nice though. It's the Yisenchin stealing the buff.
Yeah, he can steal the buff, but they have the information here. He should be able to get away. Supercan mobile enough, has Lung there just in case. But, that's the interesting thing. The UA is still very aggressive on the Lunox to get an early kill for himself, and that's kind of what we saw last game too. But he got the first blood. Well, this time around, he gets the second kill of the game, and that will help them have that power spike early on, at least in the mid lane, if you're looking at the mid lane there for UA. And Zed's going to crash into Light here, but just again, trying to keep him out of their jungle, and that was after that steal towards that purple buff. But Dianfengyaoguai actually is, did he take it earlier from the attempt?
Yeah, I think he was able to take it.
He was actually able to take it, okay.
Yeah, because the reason why I can say that is because of this lead that he has. Like, it's level 6.5 compared to just 5.5 for Long. Granted, of course, there are 2 cards still remaining for Long to get and collect in the bottom lane, but I feel like there is already a lead that is being built by Dianfengyaoguai. You also have to factor in the double lane that Aurora Gaming was able to set him up with. DFYG has to kind of catch up when it comes to the gold. It's not that much, but Aurora Gaming, just because of their maneuvers, able to set up for their course, and Bell being taken out up top. That's Guinevere and Arlet. A lot of crowd control between just the 2 heroes of Aurora Gaming. And now, DFYG have just lost their XP laner, and it's 21 seconds before the second turtle of the game. I'm pretty sure that Bell will be in position to contest this. Let's see how DFYG will try to go for that one as they're trying to Light forcing that flicker from E1. What a feint coming out from Light. And the ultimate, they even forced the ultimate onto Zed, Mountain Shocker as well. Aurora Gaming, because of that tactic coming out from Light, it kind of looked like he will initiate with the flicker.
The fake out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's, that battle spell being gone, and plus the Revitalize used up is a little bit of an advantage to work with into this next turtle. Dianfengyaoguai as well, he's been double laning like crazy. Supercan's just going to take the purple this time around. He's going to take that again. Meanwhile, you still have Dianfengyaoguai just kind of buffless right now. They jump in on Edward.
Yep. Oh, Edward misses the mark with the flicker. Turtle's still up for now. DFYG has regained control. Supercan is level 8. They can definitely take this one out just like that. Another outmaneuver, but this time it's from DFYG's side.
And that was purely off Aurora Gaming just not landing the things they wanted to. Light is actually going to be in trouble here.
Oh, mati
Yeah, he's
deh.
gone. Oh,
Selamat
he's
dah.
not gone.
Flicker.
Uses the flicker.
Okay. smartly does not attack anyone so that he keeps the passive, gets the Raging Sandstorm, and then the flicker out, waited for a stun to happen. That's when he reacted, so he is safe for now. But will that be good for Aurora Gaming, not having the Raging Sandstorm as well as the flicker? Find out, as it seems like Zed is looking for a target. Not gonna find any, as Dianfengyaoguai, I think he's more interested in getting the farm than he is getting any kind of kill retaliation now.
Yeah, look at this positioning
However,
though.
Yep, Demon Kite getting dodged by Super Ken. There's so many sweaty movements coming in from DFYG as well as Aurora Gaming. Kind of feels like there's a fight that's about to happen.
Dapat dua guys. Waduh.
Finally with a Blue stun! Catches through, final stun is not gonna be enough, not even close. Edward's surviving for now, but a double for Yi1, and that's Long picking up the slack from the previous game.
Here we go, Long. He goes again and he makes it happen. Raging Sandstorm won't connect on Vel. But Dianfengyaoguai's now here.
Ah, nggak selamat, offset.
Up, they wanna kill Zed. It's taking so much time. In fact, Vel is here. Not gonna be there for any exchange. They don't have the Farsa ultimate anyway, so they will not risk that at all. But for getting so much out of the map just because of that death on Pacha, I think that they're fine. DFYG are so happy about that trade, and now they will scout out the members of Aurora. It seems like Super Ken will just push up top, expanding Rivers allows Light to kind of move into position now to scout where DFYG players are, but Aurora Gaming are still just prepping up for the next turn.
Yeah, I like the way that Super Ken's moving around the map. You know, he doesn't necessarily even need to be there for these fights, but mid, it might be a forced one.
Yep. Gonna go for this backshot. Light is gonna be the exchange prisoner in here. Zed taken out. Light maneuver into the backline. Long. He had a kill off there. Ruby. There's the Raging Sandstorm point blank. He wants to be taken out. Super Ken can't get out because of Traceless. I don't know where Aurora Gaming have procured 3 kills for themselves.
Pretty decisive when they know that they are able to land their ultimates or the crucial skills here, Wolf, because it's been a couple times now they've missed it. They're going to go ahead and clear out that mid lane, so DFYG holds on to the tier 1 mid turret, but Dianfengyaoguai does the work down bot to get their first turret
Beda
down.
grafik, beda
So
lagi
this is
permainannya.
an adjustment, I would say, for Aurora Gaming Philippines. They got to be able to land those ultimates and those skills that they've been looking to land here. Super Ken?
Wah,
There's the
offset dia.
cavalry of Aurora Gaming up top. They have taken out Super Ken. Couldn't even react to that. That's okay. I guess this is just because of Aurora Gaming's
Oh, dapat ya.
Finds another. That's a big kill as well. Well down, and now Light want to go for Yi1. With Edward in there, they will have enough damage to take out.
Oh, 2-0 sih kayaknya nih guys.
Out of nowhere, out of thin air, Aurora Gaming found 3 kills. Zed might have overstayed here. Does have to revitalize. But against the Lunox with that HP-based damage, I would love to get a kill, a mega kill for Light 4-0-2. A consolation prize. Ruby gets a turret down the bottom lane, but that's Aurora Gaming just finding kills after kills after kills.
There's just been a whole lot happening in the past like 2-3 minutes on both sides. It was a bit of a hope there for DFYG, but then Aurora Gaming Philippines completely brings it back into their favor off of a couple decisive plays now, and you know everything that they did in the last couple minutes too, aside from knocking
Aksiannya
down a
udah
turret, didn't
wanti-wanti
include
ke
Dianfengyaoguai. You
Cloud.
can see he's been able to go ahead and farm up really well. Look at the gold that he's got here already, the 3 items. He's got the 3-item power spike on the Claude now. So now we're going to see him be most likely a part of these fights a lot more, especially after those tier 1 turrets have fallen down. So, you know, over on the other side, I think we need to see the same thing for DFYG, where Lung's got to be able to get that pull off. That Raging Sandstorm was used, but Lung, just as I said it, he's in trouble. He'll go down. Another pickoff.
Okay.
Oh, mati itu.
Well.
Nice.
Directly have taken a kill onto Zed. This is before the Lord fight has exploded. Super Ken pops the ult. In comes Bell onto the back. I see him with the brilliance.
Waduh.
Gets
Nice.
in the blazing to into the final smash. It's gonna be enough to take on the FYG. That's Bell. As well as Super Ken down for the count. They tried to go for a 2v4 play, and it failed horribly because Yui was just so quick with the brilliance. And not only will they get the kill, they will take on the tier 2 in the mid lane. My God, Aurora Gaming are just destroying the FYG now.
Wah, reload
Yeah,
sini
they
guys.
look to make that adjustment that they needed. They're landing the ultimates they need, and like you mentioned, great timing from UA there with the brilliance to avoid that setup or potential counterattack from DFYG. It doesn't happen. And now Dominkite also picking up the winner crown. As an I'm offended is going to be used. This
offside.
should be a kill for them as Demon Kite does fall, so that's one that DFYG gets. But man, they're still down a ton of gold here, 6,000 right now with the Lord making his way up top. Aurora Gaming wants to take some more turrets down if they can get this bottom tier 2. Feathered airstrike used, keep him at bay. Conceal's going to be used. They're going to just go for it. Oh, brilliance again by UA. Right on time. Look at Light.
Light wants to go for some backline play in here, but Edward's already recalled out how about that from UA. Quick on the trigger with the brilliance. How many times has he escaped certain death because of that? Giving Aurora Gaming ground onto the push up top. Defense from DFYG is going to be great. They also have the Farsa anyways. What they follow down. Set force to use the
Oh,
now the
fun
final touch the two. No couple just yet. And what was
Wah.
the kindness? The vengeance plays actually be in
Edwardnya guys.
the favor of
Mati.
DFYG as that was a very, very unlikely move coming up from Edward. Counterplay from DFYG. They'll just take the purple now. Like getting cut by Zed, but there's no commitment yet from DFYG. They know that okay,
Oh,
they
masih
want to go
selamat
in with the
Luno,
brilliance
kan?
once again. Double blazing to it on top of it.
Nice.
Super can down for the count. And the rest are not nearly enough. Yue outplays with the flicker.
Kedua.
Val is down. Yue, oh my
Oh,
goodness, this
the
little player and another
tiga.
outplay. Yes, he will nail it. As the
Ya,
rookie
lihat
has
konsil.
been baited into that spot, lured into a trap. Aurora Gaming claims 3 kills.
Whew. They've just been basically saying to DFYG, let's fight. Since the start of the last game, they're going
Wah,
to take this
bahaya
mid
sih,
turret
bisa
down with
end
Wave
ini,
pushing
guys.
in mid.
Bisa
Do
jadi
they
guys.
try to end it here?
Oh, they might try it. Demon Kite looking for E1 this time. They have canceled the Feathered Airstrike, but Demon Kite is low. E1 wants to get a kill.
Belum bisa
Aurora
belum.
Gaming will fend off the attack.
Untung ada parcel
DFYG
clear
will
minionnya
defend for
guys.
now. They have their base
They defend.
blown wide
That's what
open.
we're
That
seeing
mid
here,
lane
Wolf,
inhibitor
is
is down.
they're just taking the chances. They just want to go for the chance, man. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, time and time again, they're just kind of throwing, like we saw in game 1, where they're just throwing their bodies at DFYG. And so with this, the wait for this Lord,
Okay.
potentially, I mean, I would say, you know, typically they would wait for the Lord, and sometimes they don't have to.
I think I'm back. I'm sorry
You're
about
back,
that.
you're back. Yes, you are
Yeah,
back.
I think I got disconnected for a bit because of how good the defense was. But we'll see. This will be a purple buff fight for now. Super Ken he wants to take this without the retribution because that's important. And because of that, it's Demon Kite to collect it.
Yeah.
Will not.
They're going to go for
We
the
still
Lord
have
at
the
this point.
retribution. That's what I meant.
Lord lagi.
Right up top. Now
Di
the
konsil niat kontes ya.
Going in, Zed looking for a target. Will have to back out for now. Light still staying onto that part. They have to be careful, but the mountain shower
look at
U1
Light.
gets spotted out. That's gonna be
Waduh,
Yue going in for
parsanya
U1.
mati.
U1 out. That's the first down for the
Rugi,
count. Main DPS of DFYG out for
Nggak
30
jadi
seconds,
kontes.
and that will be enough for Aurora to cleanly take this Lord.
They fought for it. Light, I almost expected Light to continue on. I thought he was actually going to just try to initiate there, but he actually probably got the call or just made the call himself. You know what, let's just go ahead and wait. We have the Lord, let's go ahead and push into this. Yi1 will be back up by the time this defense breaks out. So for that, once again, Aurora Gaming Philippines looking to cap out this series. The battle for thirds here in a sweep with massive lead right now, 10,000 gold nearly. A winner crown also picked up here by Demon Kite. They're looking to potentially bait DFYG once again. As Lord is worked on, top turret's going to fall, bottom's going to be next to focus. DFYG on the defense.
Oh, Light with the Heptasis. That's gonna be
Masih bisa guys.
quite interesting in here. Aurora Gaming.
Tapi
Not
turret
gonna be
sisa satu.
too aggressive. They're not going to be clumsy in here. They're going to be waiting for their opening. But then again, that will mean that they might prolong this game a little longer. They'll be setting up for another purple buff. Take that. Look to be a very quiet siege coming up from Aurora Gaming. Nothing really over aggressive or anything. They just let DFYG defend.
Yeah, it's in a sense though too. It's also just respecting the clearing capabilities that DFYG has. Even though they're down this much gold, if they technically kind of misstep into the base, if they get pulled the wrong way with Lung on this Ruby, they could end up giving a ton of gold over to DFYG. So, you know, disciplined enough to just take that base turret, even with a lead like this, and then just kind of get ready to manage the wave. Yeah, I mean, you're still a minute, nearly a minute and a half away from that Lord, a little bit less, but you know, you're not really going to be able to do too much with if you're Aurora Gaming Philippines here, just because even trying to get to the last base turret of DFYG is going to take some finesse to make it work. Or, like I said, they've been throwing their bodies at DFYG for the majority of the series. Edward could just force, you know, something, but again, it's just not the best case scenario for them. They don't want to get a overstep and want to maintain that discipline, at least for this game too here.
No need to rush. They still have the Claude and the Minox.
Winter.
As late game scaling. That will mean though that the FYG will be picking up some of the items that can be instrumental in a potential comeback if they play it properly. For example, they have the Chaste Pauldron, which will be great for the Claude. Of course, the Winter Crown is generally a good item to have up against Aurora Gaming's composition. They might even go look out and punish this Khalid coming up from light. This is a roamer that picked up the Heptaseeds. But I guess in that specific scenario earlier, when they could have pushed, this would have been deadly, but the FYG are now prepared for it. They have scouted this out. They know what the items are for Aurora Gaming. However, Lord is still an issue. For Aurora, this will be an easier take for them. Naturally pushing lanes up top. They also have the mid lane that also naturally pushes because of the big minions. Gonna be A-okay for this trade. If ever, Zed is looking for a target around, but it seems like that's not gonna be the case. Aurora Gaming are baiting once again, nicely.
What do they want to do? I know Light's gonna go handle that wave up top. They're actually gonna just go ahead and wait and let DFYG take this Lord under half.
Yep. They knocked it up. Oh, they have control. Demon guys for now. That's super good.
Dapat Dianfeng guys.
And now the damage from DFYG is there. They take out Edward. And now it's going to be Winter to take out Long. Winter Count is going to be there. But now they might punish Demon Guide with Domic Guide because of that. Domic Guide is able to get out. Still has the immortality intact for now. And yeah, that's daylight robbery again from DFYG. They make these aggressive plays and they are rewarded for it.
Yeah. I mean, just taking the Lord alone buys them the time that they need to go ahead and get some more items locked in here. And, you know, if they continue to do that, like I said, even in game one, there was those moments where DFYG was able to go ahead and find some way, somehow, to potentially bring a game back in their favor. This Lord's going to be worked on, though. They want to force it.
Oh, parsanya dapat lagi ya.
Already taking out Giwan. That's going to be a great kill. No reaction just yet from the FYG. The defense is going to be there for Aurora.
Terus dia sama Lunok.
One turret is what they achieved. But that is already a step in the right direction for the FYG. More than they could have asked for. Right?
Yeah.
Now, Aurora Gaming, they're looking for any exchange here.
Oof. That was I'm Offended used too. Knowing that the Farce is down and no I'm Offended, they could actually get this base turret or at least pressure it. Edward doesn't have the flicker, neither does Light, but this one cannon minion will bring him in. Not sure if it's going to be enough. It will go down to the turret, though, as that wave pushes in. So that was the job. They got it done. All base turrets down here for DFYG. Base exposed up to this point. Still about a minute away from that Lord to come up. Looking at the items, too, you know, like I said, off of taking a Lord, getting the game now to a 20-minute mark. Despite Aurora Gaming Philippines having a lead for the majority of this game, you know, you could see DFYG is potentially in a position to at least maybe steal another Lord, maybe even fight for it to an extent if they're able to go ahead and land things the way they need to. Again, in the objective sense, Lung, it's just one pull. Like sometimes that's just how it works with Ruby. It's that one I'm Offended combo that can set things up for the team, but the same can happen to them as well with Aurora Gaming setting up around a Guinevere for Demon Kite or Edward or Light. There's so many options that they can go with here, but I will say despite this massive lead, Zed though,
Oh, this is not going to be good for DFYG. They have lost
Tahan
their
boxnya.
contact hero. This is a lot of vision that they will lose out on. And now they want to go for an exchange for Demon Kite, actually, but they might get punished for it. Vel surprisingly tanks that
reload
like
lagi
a boss.
dah.
Didn't even get any of the HP out.
Kalah
But the Aurora
telah
Gaming
udah.
still working on the Lord. Gonna look for light.
Oh,
Also,
light.
you want a combo with you as well.
Waduh.
Farset deleted, just like that, erased from existence. And now Aurora Gaming has
Udah lah,
taken
end
the
aja
Lord for
lah, end
themselves.
aja guys.
With just that one combo play from the roamer and the mid lane of Aurora combining together in perfect harmony, they have
End aja biar Onyx cepet
gotten an important
main.
lead in this match.
Yeah, and without those two members, without Zed and Yi1, it's going to be very difficult to defend as Aurora Gaming looks to end it here.
Now they're looking for the base end. In comes Long with the initiation. Now the damage coming out from Vel. Yue has to run away.
Aduh.
Can be immortality pop. Long in trouble. Has to
Nice,
but the
pula punya
Vel
WN nih NN.
receives the violent requiem. A lot of the army of Aurora Gaming now into the base. They have control Z as well. That might be it for
Nice.
DFYG. Aurora
Dua
Gaming
kosong
takes it a 2-0.
And Aurora Gaming Philippines will be your third place finish here. Games of the Future, Abu Dhabi 2025. And DFYG getting that fourth place finish. Again, massive improvements since the last time we've
Okay, guys,
seen
bentar,
DFYG.
bentar,
And,
bentar.
ever since they first stepped into the
guys right here in Abu Dhabi so far.
It's fun.
Nah, untuk juara
adventures.
3-nya udah
It's our
jelas
first
ya,
time here.
Aurora Gaming PH.
Also the
Kita tinggal nunggu
venue
Onyx.
is so good. So hopefully we can come back and so many Filipinos supporting. So it's like our home country.
Amazing. We love having you guys here and we hope to welcome you
Welcome
back
salam,
in Abu
Bang
Dhabi
Wasim.
more often. One more time, officially, third place at the MLBB tournament. This is Aurora Philippines, everybody!
Right, welcome back everyone. Aurora Gaming Philippines closed the series 2-0. A clean finish, a controlled performance. Game 2 was not short, it was not rushed, it was a long, methodical 20-minute game. DFYG tried to hold on, they tried to find openings, but Aurora never panicked. They never overcommitted, they stayed patient, they
Udah
stayed
record, Bang.
disciplined. That's why they were able to finish
Belum, Bang.
the game 2 with a clean
Ini
series.
udah.
Soldier and Root, what can
Aurora
you say about the game 2?
Aurora Gaming,
PH
they
juara
show us
3.
a clean
Oh.
team build fight, to be honest. Aurora Gaming have a clean team fight, a clean crowd during the campaign, and during the fight, they are dominating. Like on the map controls, once they took one tower, it's open for them the map, and they are trying to control each box and each objective during the game. And the FYG, there was a
Udah.
lot for comeback for them, but the Aurora Gaming, they closed the door and there is no more comeback for you. There is no comeback scenario
Bentar
for
lagi
you,
abis ini lah, Bang.
because when you are controlling the map, they took one lord for the FYG and they
Dua-dua,
they
Bang.
tried to take
Onyx
another lord,
sama
they are
RRQ,
denied,
Bang.
denied. But during Aurora Gaming, once they took the lord, they pushed in the mid lane and the lord entered the base and it's destroyed. Because once the lord is coming with
Apa, Bang?
like a buff
Enggak, Bang.
waves,
Apanya?
it's
High
not
lag-nya itu,
clear
Bang.
them, like the waves and trying to resist the power from Aurora Gaming.
Yes, that is true. And what the FYG did, they did a focus, full respect ban on light in the second game. But they forgot one important thing.
Which is
MLBB is a 5-team and
Yeah.
5 people, game. It's not only one
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
So basically, what they did is they did 5 respect bans for Light. Light still had more options, lots of options. He went for Khalid, but the other teammates, they were actually doing a great job. Especially this game, I noticed my eyes like were on.
Kalau aku
you
dua-dua
basically
sih,
when he
Bang.
was playing with Lunox. Lunox this game was wonderful. He did a great job. He was mostly walking around with Claude, getting all those kills.
Okay,
they had all
Bang.
those ganks and clashes. So you did a
Waalaikumsalam.
wonderful job. The entire team did a wonderful job from Aurora Gaming. Khalid was very annoying as well. So yeah, Demon Kite started the game with a couple of mistakes. He was
Kita
very
lanjut ke
aggressive
Onyx
in the
ya, guys.
beginning, but then he held on at the mid to late game. He started fixing his mistakes. Domin
Kita
Kite
lanjut ke
did a wonderful
Onyx.
job with Claude. Of course, Edward with Arlok did a wonderful job as well.